Hey, I'm Ella with Be Here With Me. So I just wanted to say welcome today. And there's two things really that I wanted to talk about, but I may only talk about one in this one, and then save the other topic for another day. So the main thing that I wanted to talk about is meditation. Um, I I've been through my own kind of struggles and journey and whatever you want to call it with meditation, and just how um, I think we just build it up, and just like so many things, I think we make it so much more difficult than it really needs to be. Um, so people, you what people imagine when you say the word meditation or meditate is that you're in a quiet space, and that you're sitting on a cushion of some sort, and that you are clearing your mind, and that your mind is empty, and you're silent, and everything is silent, and your mind is silent. People, it's like that's kind of the assumption of what meditation is. I will just tell you, like, y'all, that's not meditation. If you can achieve that, you're probably dead, okay? Or you're probably a Buddhist monk, or like headed one of those two directions, okay? Like, seriously. Most, no, 99.5% of, I'm making up a statistic, okay, but just to prove a point, almost all people who meditate never clear their mind. Ever. 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 Okay. Um, so, man, that's such a misnomer. It's not about having an empty mind, because the whole notion of monkey mind, where you have constant invasion of thoughts, that's normal. It's part of being human. Sorry, my kitty cat is meowing at me. She wants attention, I'm sure. Um, yeah, that's a normal part of being a human. We have lots and lots and lots of thoughts. So, and especially as someone, I'm autistic, and I also have pretty very high anxiety. Um, Meditation is all the more useful for someone like me. And it's all the more daunting, because where do I even start? Um, because the whole idea of sitting on a cushion in a quiet space and having quiet inside is like, that just seems unattainable. Um, and I would say that, like many things in life worth doing, meditation is a practice. You don't. It takes a while to learn how to do everything in life. So I was kind of thinking about riding a bike. It's like, you don't just get on a bike, a two-wheel bike, one day when you're 8 years old, and just magically, you just magically have perfect balance and can turn corners and stop and everything that you need to do on a bike, like magic. No, you start with a tricycle. It's like, anyway, baby steps, in other words. It's just like walking. We don't automatically start walking. It's like, well, first you gotta crawl, and I mean, some people do skip the whole crawling thing, okay? But I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the rest of us. Um, it's the same thing with learning how to talk. It is a practice. We have to learn how to do it. So basically, the message is, if you know that meditation is something that's good for you, and by the way, meditation is good for everyone. Um, if it's something that it's like, I really should try it and I know I really should do it, but I just can't. There are so many other ways that you can meditate that do not involve sitting on a stupid cushion in a quiet room, hoping to have quiet in your mind. Don't start there, because if you start there, then you're never going to get anywhere with it, because you're just going to be comparing yourself and comparing your experience to some invisible ideal that doesn't actually exist. So instead, what I started with, honestly, was taking a hike in the woods when I was in college. That's really the first experience I can liken to what it feels like when I meditate. So it was just very simple. And of course, in college, it was in the 90s. So this was before cell phones and before, okay, well, cell phones technically existed, but I and most people did not have one. So anyway, it was before all of that garbage. So, you went for a walk in the woods and you were going for a walk in the woods. Like there was nothing with you that would tie you electronically back to anyone or anything. So I would go for a walk in the woods and I would just notice things. Because like if you just look around, like eventually you're going to start noticing like, oh, there's I'd like to go climb up that rock, or I'd like to go, down to this stream or whatever. The more that you can do that keeps you observant of what's right, literally in front of your eyes, the better off you're going to be. And guess what? That's meditation. Going for a walk in the woods is meditation. There are different kinds of meditation. One of my favorite types of meditation is movement meditation. So, and that's often, walking, can be hiking, dance. Dance is another one that's like just a super powerful way to meditate, because when you are dancing, there comes a point, and it's anything, running is meditation. I understand why people who love running as deeply as they do love it so much. It's because it's meditation. It's moving meditation, but it's meditation, because you cannot continue to run if you're only stuck in your head. You're going to fall over. You're going to injure yourself. You have to be aware of everything that's right around you, So anyway, dance is one of my personal favorites for moving meditation. So, there are other things that you can try. One of the things that a lot of teachers talk about, meditation teachers specifically, is washing the dishes. What are you thinking about when you're washing the dishes? So I actually have practiced this so much that I do it kind of naturally now, knock on wood, where I'm washing the dishes, and much of the time I'm literally not thinking about anything except the dish that's in my hand and the little scrubber that's in my other hand. And it's like, is the dish clean? Is, is there residue? Is there like I'm just there. I'm just there in the moment. And that's also meditation. It is. It may not seem like it. It might seem cheesy or whatever, but that is meditation, and it's actually really powerful. So, and you can do that with any mundane task. Laundry is another one where, I'm not a fan of folding and putting away laundry. The first part of like making sure that everything gets in the wash and blah, 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 like who cares? That's easy. The annoying part about laundry is folding it and putting it away. So the more that I can be fully present and just, look at exactly how I'm folding and just be aware of like folding and stacking and whatever, it's like suddenly I'm done. And it's like, oh, there's no more. Oh, I'm done. Okay, great. That's also meditation. So, anyway, that is, I don't know, I guess that's why I feel like meditation should be, oh man, I hate that word should. I feel like meditation is accessible for everyone. I think that the challenge is that we have to, the challenge is letting go of that story that meditation is hard, that meditation is not for me, that meditation is all about, sitting on a cushion in a quiet room, wearing white clothing, certainly, and, having like prayer beads and, whatever. That basically that there's only one correct way to meditate. We have to be willing to let go of that story, because that's all it is. It's a story. It's a story that we've been told, and then it's a story we started telling ourselves. So, and of course, there are probably millions at this point of guided meditations that you can use, free at your leisure on YouTube, and anywhere, So I feel like the important thing is that if you have been told that you ought to try meditating, or if like, yeah, I really do kind of want to try it, but I just know I'm going to suck at it, whatever. My challenge to you would be this. What's your story? How are you limiting yourself that way? And can you choose to be curious about what meditation could be? And in that curiosity, just allow yourself to experiment. Because I guarantee you, I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to do it wrong. The only way that you would do it wrong is if you are harming yourself or harming someone else. And really, really unlikely. So, anyway, I just feel like it's so incredibly powerful, and that there are so many ways to meditate. So that's my challenge to you. It's just to try to find a way that works for you, because that's what's most important, is that it works for you. All right, there's your message for the day. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me here at Be Here With Me.